So what time are you revisiting?
Just a little bit.
7.
Did you take your wife out?
Yes.
What was it?
I don't specifically remember.
You're supposed to know these things, can't
I remember off the top of my head.
you don't want that. Get the 3-2 again.
Why don't you just use the logo on the podium?
We're working hard here. What'd you get?
Like when the guy, he fell asleep in the train tracks and he got 3 months ago.
Are we talking about?
No, up here on Swan. The kid that got killed by the guy running through the cops. That's Berlin Alley.
Billy and I lived there. Billy Ebony. I'll let him know he's available tonight. Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? We're moments away from the start of today's introductory press conference for the new head men's basketball coach at Southern University, Mr. Sean Woods. A few housekeeping notes. We do have seats in the front available for media. Also, for our Southern University athletic personnel, if you can fill in as well, I ask that everyone please convert your cell phones at this time to the off or silent position so we don't disturb today's press conference. Okay, a few housekeeping notes on behalf of Southern University Athletics. We want to remind everyone that next Friday in this location here at the F.G. Clark Activity Center, Southern University will host its first annual SU Athletics Jagathon, One Nation, Jaguars Everywhere. It's a 12-hour fundraiser that encompasses Cumulus Radio, which will be doing the stream through all of the family of networks on their station. And so we have a multitude of ways for Southern University fans and alumni to contribute to Southern University athletics by contacting the call-in number at 225-771-5676. There's also a text-to-give campaign. You can text ATHL to 91999 to contribute to the Southern University Athletics Jagathon. A few notes on Coach Woods. Coach Woods arrives to Southern University after a one-year stint at Stetson University in DeLand, Florida. He's most known for his accomplishment at Mississippi Valley State, where he coached for 4 seasons. In his 4th and final season, Coach led the Delta Devils to a regular season title as well as a SWAC conference tournament title, where the team was 17-1 in league play. So our call of order today, after I speak, Coach Banks will come up to the podium and offer a few opening remarks. and introduce the new head men's basketball coach at Southern University, Mr. Sean Woods.
I guarantee they started Facebook Live right now.
Chris might come up, right?
And everybody comments on it. So,
Yeah, honestly. My apartment complex gets all censored. Yeah, it's so good. HVAC fine, music get really certain times. Conflict of vector noise.
I knew about the Tuscany Villa. Oh, is that by like the Sky Dome? The Area
The
51?
Area 51?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Sky Dome. Trying to have 2 kids and no insurance? Yes. Yeah, probably. Apartments off your apartment across from the library. 4 business units. Is that what you said? 20 feet? Correct on this. Yeah, I know. What's the second one? The one behind the library? The bookstore?
Okay.
They only have 2.
Where's the other one?
One next to it.
Brandon.
Good evening. I want to thank everyone for coming out, taking time out your busy schedules to come. That we think is a good day for Southern University basketball. And I want to open up with a couple of thank yous. Before we get into this, I want to thank Coach Scott and the staff as they serve as a interim capacity for this past season, keeping things intact as it relates to the APR and the graduation rate. That was very important. That we knew that was very important going into this season, and to make sure that these young student athletes continue to do a good job for us. And so I do want to make sure that I recognize them. Those guys started this journey out with me when I came in as a basketball coach. And I think all of us in here, all alums and fans, would like to say thank you to that staff. Next, I want to say thank you to, we had a committee to help us through this process. And I think most of these committee members here, you wave your hand if you're on the committee so everybody can see you. Sure everybody's around. And represented our booster clubs. We had the FAR to represent the academics. And we had some of our senior staff on that committee. And so I'd like to say thank you all. We went, this was a process that we went through a lot of candidates. And we were very patient. At least I was very patient. because we knew that this position is an important one to the university. And so to those committee members, I want to say thank you for all what you've done to help make this decision. We were looking for someone, important factors to this search, we were looking for someone that we know that had to have sound knowledge of NCAA rules. We know that was important because of the past and the probationary periods that we have to spend, that we can't make mistakes. So it's important that we had someone that was experienced and knowledgeable in that area. We also thought it was important to find someone that understood or understands the financial restraints at our level. Our level, I guess they would put us in a classification as a low resource institution as it relates to NCA, but also knowing that we're trying to make it to a true mid-major level. And so understanding the dynamics that you have to deal with, example, driving versus flying in recruitment, and making some of the changes, adjustments that you have to make to fit in your budget restraints. And then we thought it was important that a person that had shown experiences at our level, and not only experienced it at our level, but we thought it was one that was important that also showed a reflection that can move to another level while winning at this level, creating a great environment for fans. And so as we start to unfold for candidates, things start to become a little clearer for us. And I thought personally, knowing the tradition of Southern University basketball, it had to be a person that can relate to the pride of our fans. Someone knows what it means to be special, because Jaguar fans are proud and they expect results. And then to understand the tradition of Southern University basketball program and its legacy, and people that have come and gone and have been successful, and try to keep that tradition alive, as well as polishing off and taking it to another level. And ultimately, a person that can take this team right now and can continue to build what we have in place right now with our student athletes and become a constant winner, competing for championships day in and day out, one that I feel like that our fans deserve. And to perhaps create the Bobby Fields, the Carlos Samples, the Avery Johnsons, the Bob Loves, the Tommy Greens, those people with imagery alike, and keep that pride going. And so with that being said, the person that I'm about to introduce to you is one that come from a true blood of basketball tradition, a person that has done it at our level and been successful, a person that I have had a chance for over 20 years to watch him work in gyms, AAU coaches, AAU opportunities, high school coaches alike, and find a way to get the job done. And so with that being said, the next coach that will lead Southern University to the next level, a good friend of mine, Coach Sean Woods.
Mr. Baptiste, how I look? I look all right? That's right. That's right. First of all, thank you all for coming. I'd like to thank Dr. Belton
and my great friend Roman Banks for believing in a person like me to take this magnificent university and this men's basketball program with their vision and my vision to the next level. And, God is good. And, my faith has been tested. I'm sure you guys have read some things about me that you don't know exactly what's going down, but my faith has been tested. And one thing I learned, that God don't make mistakes. And he puts you in a place where he thinks you need to be, and also where he feels like you need it, and also where they need you. And that being said, he led me to a place that I've watched from afar, I've competed against. And when I was a competitor of Southern at Mississippi Valley, I watched the tradition and the pride that you all have for your great basketball team and your great university. And I tell this story, I told Roman this, when I was at Valley, you come out of the visitors' locker room and some of y'all alumni would be sitting with your jackets on, all prideful and things like that, and I would be intimidated. And I would just sit on the side, and next year nobody saw me because I didn't want anybody to heckle me. And this one lady, who was she, Roman?
Six-man club here, talking about Anna Jones.
And she looked at me and she said, "Baby, you can come up here and sit down. We ain't going to bite you." And from then on, after my second or third year, I started sitting up there with them and conversating with them. And they welcomed me then, not knowing at that time that God had a plan that one day that I would be a Jaguar. And I just turned 48 2 weeks ago. And in my 48 years of living, today is probably the best day of my life. Because I'm at a place where I feel content, feel like I'm needed, and also a place where I need to be, and I feel like I need to be here. And, when you're in a workplace, especially in our profession, most coaches go into situations where they don't know the people that they go to. Like there were probably 8 or 9 or 10 jobs that came open this year that hired new coaches. But most of them do a search by somebody, they pay somebody $100,000 and to help them hire a coach, but there's no relationship. So when there's no relationship, there's no trust. And 9 times out of 10, most of you adults in here, if there's no trust, how can you be highly successful? Well, the good Lord placed me and probably one of the up and coming athletic directors in the country who happened to be a friend of mine for 20 years, and he's right. We used to stay in hotels together, share hotels together, because we didn't have no money as poor assistant coaches trying to just survive and get along in this profession, and not knowing that one day that we will be working together. And he knows me and he knows my family, and I know that he wouldn't put me in a position to bring my family that we wouldn't be able to survive and get along with. And I'm just so pleased and feel so blessed to be your basketball coach. And the reason why this is a great situation for me is because you don't want to go no place where there's no expectations. I have a problem, and I don't know if it's a problem, maybe a problem, I don't know, where people don't think like me. I'm a guy who wants to be great. I'm not an average guy. I don't want to be average. And I don't get along with people who just want to be average or mediocre. I want to be around people that want to be great. And I don't think Roman and I would have come together at this particular time if we weren't thinking alike. And the best thing about my situation, more so than any other coach that just got hired this year, is they're going to the unknown. And they're going to a place where they don't know if people think like them or want to be great and do it together. So I think I'm the luckiest coach in the United States right now to be your coach, because I'm working for and with a young man that you all believe in, and he's done it already. And to go into the foxhole and fight the fire with someone that I know and trust is the most comfortable feeling in the world. And this is my third stop, and I plan on this being the last one, because for the first time, I'm comfortable walking in. I'm comfortable knowing that I'm with people who think like me and want to be, we're thinking on the same page. And my vision, like I told the guys I met with them this afternoon, that we don't want to just be SWAC champions. We want to take this to another level. We want to be considered one of the best mid-major schools in the United States. And I think that's possible here. Matter of fact, I know it's possible here. And that's the way I'm thinking. But the thing is, it's not just going to be about Sean Woods. It's going to be about the people in this room who thinks it's that important to figure out who Sean Woods is and the support of Southern University. That's what it's going to take. And I don't know everyone here, but I feel in my heart of hearts that everybody thinks and feels the same way I do. And everybody wants Southern University to be the best basketball program in the country. And I don't believe in being low resource. I grew up in Gary, Indiana, in the projects. And I had to go steal somebody's ball just to go play on the court with no nets. And it didn't take money to play basketball. It just took people who passion and driven to be great basketball players. And that's what this situation is right here. And God gave me an opportunity. First of all, I want to thank the people who first brought me into SWAC. I want to go back, and I know that you're our competitors right now, but I want to thank Donald Ray Sims and Mississippi Valley for actually giving me my first start, because if I didn't get that job, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. And also, I want to thank Morehead State University after Mississippi Valley, who gave me an opportunity to enhance my career. And then I want to thank Stetson University for giving me a lifeline coming from Morehead State. Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now, being your next men's basketball coach. The only thing I'm regretting right now is, because this happened so quick, is my wife's not here. And you guys will realize that she's the backbone of my everything. And you guys get to see her sooner. Probably, hopefully she'll be coming down here next week. But that's the only thing I'm regretting right now, that she's not here by my side. And Roman knows her, and that's why she feels comfortable that we can do this together. She told me you and Roman can handle it, so I hope we do a good job today. But I'm so happy and so prideful that I'm your men's basketball coach. And one thing you can count on me is, and you'll see every single day, is my passion and my enthusiasm. Because every day I wake up is a blessing. And to be able to coach young men to become men is what I do this for. I don't do this for no fortune, no fame. Because I was them once upon a time. And my thing is to have them have the same experiences that I had as a college basketball player. Because by the grace of God, I had a magnificent career. And I was blessed to be coached and work for some of the best coaches in the United States. 1 Hall of Famer, 3 national championship coaches, 2 future Hall of Famers in Rick Pitino, Tubby Smith, and Billy Donovan. And then my teammates, who are going on to coach also. But from here on out, this feels good too, Roman. I am a true Southern Jaguar. there any questions?
At this time, we'll take questions from members of the media for Coach Sean Lewis.
Sean, you've coached in this league before. What can you draw from those past experiences to now going into a new chapter?
Well, I am familiar with the league. The only difference is there's been some different, the league has gone outside of the SWAC to get some coaches. And I think the coaches are, it has enhanced a little bit. I think Mike Davis, first of all, Roman came in and kind of set the bar. And then Mike Davis came in, and then you got, new guy at PV. So it's a little different. The landscape's still the same. But the SWAC is one of the most underrated conferences in the United States. And you saw that this year. And, I got to put up my bootstraps and get back to doing that miraculous run I had at Mississippi Valley. But the thing about it is, I'm with somebody that I know and love, and the tradition here is unparalleled to any other school in this conference. And, I love Mississippi Valley, but I'm in love with Southern University.
Coach, did you pay any attention when Kentucky played Southern way back when to this school?
A little bit. Not much, but a little bit.
And what about when he went to the tournament and almost knocked off the #1 seed?
Well, first of all, I know what he's made of. I'm glad I got out by the time he came in because they was on probation, and I knew I had just a limited amount of time because his first year here was my best year, and we ran off 19 straight, and we barely got out of here. The second to the last game of the year on the last second shot, and he was coming, and I knew I had to rebuild. So I got out of here at the right time, but I knew what he was made of, so I wasn't surprised. And every time he won this league and got to the tournament, he knew that I was watching from afar and was his biggest fan. So, but I wasn't surprised at what he had done in his tenure here, with his tenure here.
Sean, do you plan on bringing in a new coaching staff, or do you plan on maintaining the same guys?
Well, we're going to talk about that. Right now I want to just see the lay of the land, but I'm not making any decisions right now on my staff right now. It's going to take a little bit.
When you look at this opportunity, what do you see as the biggest challenge for you moving forward?
The biggest challenge for me, really, it's not that big of a challenge because they've won here and they've been winning. So it's not like my other prior employers that I work with, schools that I work for. There was nothing there. The cupboard was bare. The cupboard's not bare here. I just got to get these guys to understand, of my way of doing things. But other than that, what drives me more than anything and what I love most about this situation is there is an expectation. And with expectation, people here put their hand in the kitty. They don't just walk it. They don't just talk it. They walk the walk. And I've had a magnificent couple days here. And it really, last night, I had some closure. And I feel so good right now and so confident that we're not here. I'm not here to rebuild. I'm here to reload and continue to do some of the things that Roman has done and take it to another level.
You talked about the end of your tenure at Moorhead quite a bit today. Do you put that part of your career behind you?
No doubt about it. That's something that's totally behind me now. You live and you learn, and you just move on, and you become better. And like I told you before, God had a plan, and His plan, for somehow reason, the way He did it was to make sure that I became, Southern University's basketball coach, and that's all I'm thinking about right now.
Mitch, it was a quick process, a quick hire. I guess how quick was it? When did the discussion start? Was it a no-brainer when you guys kind of started getting the ball rolling, or just how did that process go?
You know what? It's not just about basketball with Roman and I. You know what I mean? Basketball part's easy. I've won and we're going to win. That's not an issue. The issue is am I the right fit? Is this the right fit for me? Is this the right fit for Southern? And we connected all the dots, and all the dots connected. And at the end of the day, it wasn't even about, is this the right fit? It was about, when can we get it done?
You kind of spoke to it earlier, Coach, as far as your winning mentality going forward ultimately. But looking towards next season, what is something you hope to accomplish? How far do you think this team can go in the immediate future?
You know, I met with some guys on the staff yesterday, and we got to talking, and they were kind of going over personnel, and I just stopped them. And I said, I don't need any preconceived notions. Don't tell me about not one guy, because the way you look at this person and this kid is going to be totally different the way I look at them and what I can get out of them. So I'm very optimistic. I look at numbers. I haven't watched one game tape. So I'm coming in knowing that there's enough here. You know, we got to go out and recruit and sign a few more to add to the equation. But my goal is to win right away, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
When did you find out that you'll be hired? What was that conversation like as soon as you were running?
When you found out? Yesterday. I had to go through the process like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? You know, even though as close as he and I are, you know, that's why you bring in candidates to see if they're the right fit. And at the end of the day, Roman thought that Sean Woods was the right fit.
Sean, what was your message to the team when you met with them?
That first of all, you know, it's a mentality. Winning is a mentality, and you got to be all in. And it starts with discipline, on and off the court, and it starts with family, believing in one another. Because if we don't believe in one another and we all aren't in this together, we can't get it done. Because all it takes is one mishap and a twist of fate that can change a dream or aspiration. And just want to make sure that those guys know that I told them that I love them from right now, starting today. You're mine, and you're my guys. And if you don't want to be great, then this is the wrong place for you. And nobody left. Did you get guys? Anybody leave? Huh? And that's what it starts with. And my main motto is, even in recruiting, and I tell people all the time, I'm going to coach and push you harder than you've ever been coached and pushed before in your life, because that's my way of giving back to make sure that we do cover everything. So when you leave me, you prepare for not basketball, you prepare for life, because once you leave college basketball, you're going to miss that chirping when that coach is in your ear. Because if you're trying to go play basketball, that general manager or whatever, he ain't going to be trying to coach you. He's going to, either you got it or you don't. And another guy's coming in. And if you're going after that job, you know, either you hired, and if you're not getting the job done, you fired. And but the main thing is just us believing in one another. And if you don't want to be great, then I'm the wrong guy to be coaching you. And their eyes bucked up, which made me bulk up. My chest stuck out, and their chest stuck out. And I told them, every day we wake up, we feel like we're the best team in the SWAC. Not only that, we're the best team, mid-major team in the United States. And you can't be that way if you don't believe it.
I know you talk about coming here and visiting, Coach. How excited are you to finally get out there and hear the bands, crowd rocking you? It's going to be pretty loud Saturday.
Tell you what, my best years of coaching is in the SWAC. And to hear them bands jumping and, oh man, it's like music to my ears. You know, I told Roman one time, who all has ever been at Mississippi Valley, I used to get so into the pregame starting lineups, it would take me 15 to 20 seconds to calm down to address the team before the game started. So I'm looking forward to that atmosphere again.
What's your philosophy on schedule? Some of the schools in the conference are very aggressive at taking on anybody. What's your thinking there?
Well, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? When I was in Mississippi Valley, I never had a home game. Never. The year we won 19 straight, we only won one game before conference. So I'm not walking into a situation that I'm blind, you know what I mean? Roman has assured me I don't have to do that much, but, you still got to do what you got to do. But my thing is, you got to be strategic in the money games that you go get, because I'm still trying to win those games, no matter if it's a pay game or not.
We have time for one more question for Coach Woods. If there are no more questions for Coach Woods, at this time we'll bring up Coach Banks to answer any questions from the media, and then we'll close with the final photo op. Coach, thank you.
Steve, on the question that you asked, he playing all his coaches, and they gonna pay us very well, so we won't have to play that many.
I thought you were going to say you're going to schedule all those games.
We're working together, that's for sure.
Okay. Roman, how many candidates did you guys have, and when did you realize that Sean was the right option?
Well, the committee we brought, this has been a process. I individually have been talking to more than probably about 17 guys, and at the Final Four, we talked to a few guys, myself and a couple of assistant ADs that went down there. We talked to, probably had over 7 to 8 interviews there, so we can get a good feel. We brought potentially 5 candidates to the committee when we got back. One of the candidates dropped out, and it was a quick process. Actually, we probably, our list of people were, our first tier, and we had our second tier that we didn't get to the second tier list, but we brought in 5 people to the campus.
This entire process, did you have a vision that you would bring somebody in from the start of last season, or did this, I guess, conversation started to pop up once the season kind of concluded for you guys this past year?
Yeah, I think that at the end of the season, we sat down and reassessed the program, and tried to see what was the best decision for Southern University basketball, and all the factors that prompt us to say, let's start investigating and looking into possibly moving, into another direction of who would take us for the next 3 to 5 years, and that had those dynamics that I mentioned earlier in my speech.
What was the conversation like with Morris once that decision was made to bring in an outside hire?
Well, like I said early on, Coach Scott has been a part of me for a long period of time. And, honestly, for me, it's been some tough days. But who I am, I believe in God. I believe that He put different people in position to make tough decisions. Coach Scott and I, he knew, and the staff knew what we had to do to have a chance to be successful at the end of the year. So we communicated. It's never been an unknown. I'm quite honest with everybody. We done sat in my office for many days, and in speaking with him about his input. So because we are all family, and obviously Sean know all those guys as well. We all kind of run in our same circle. So we still, I know now when you understand, everybody talk about the tree, where you come from, who you tied into, and this is the first time that our tree have had to deal with something like this, but this is part of the business. And so my main goal personally is to ensure that all my guys, some type of way, we all land on solid footing.
Any more questions for Coach Banks?
Was there ever a conversation throughout the season with Morris that, hey, that there might be a direction that we may take that's different from you, or was that something that sort of happened after the season?
Well, he was knowing that it's different between being hired in a position and interim. And so we understood that, and also we understood that there were some things that need to happen to automatically move us past that phase. And so we did not probably meet some of those goals or expectations, and And so we constantly had those conversations. Obviously, I think everybody in the room know that I was probably the number one fan, and so, but I believe still in the sense of family, and I still have uh, the same respect for him and all, and he's still a part of me, and so that's the reason why it was difficult, but we were always honest through the season, through the year. Even going into the year, we all knew what it had to take. So this is not nothing new for us.
We have time for one more question for Coach Banks.
Was there any thought in your mind about, hey, what kind of coach I want to bring in, what style he likes, what the team's going to look like to fans, anything like that, or you were more just interested in getting the person that you connected with that would be a leader?
No, and I shared, this has been, we had a lot of different candidates that we talked to. Uh, and actually, to be honest with you, he wasn't first on the radar. And so, and we all still communicated. And so this is more about hiring a person that I think for Southern University than it was about a candidate or a friend. I think that there's certain expectations here, and there need to be, not just in basketball, but in all our sports. I think that our alums and our fans deserve something special and unique. And as athletic director, I want to give it to them the best that I think that I can. And that not goes just for basketball, but that goes for everything involving athletics. And so when I made the decision, it wasn't about a feel good for Roman Banks. It was a feel good for Southern University, its fans, its booster club, and all its supporters, and a person that this administration can be proud of, that not just win basketball games, but at the end of the day going to make us have young men that we can be proud of when they leave away from here, graduate, have their families, and give back. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
With that, we'll close. Thank you, Coach Banks. For our members of the media, we'll have it available for one-on-ones with Coach Woods. Thank you again for coming.